Hey, what's going on, everyone? And welcome into Uncle Steve's Lounge. It's a Sunday chill here in the lounge. How's everyone doing? We are 3 days removed from the Falcons' start of the 2024 NFL draft and 1 day removed from the end. How are we feeling? What's the temperature? And are you still mad about that Penix thing? Yeah, I think we need to talk about that. Hey everybody, how you doing out there? Again, this is your Uncle Steve here in Uncle Steve's Lounge. You're here for the Sunday chill. Thank you for joining us on YouTube. Appreciate you coming in. Thanks for the support this weekend, man. I appreciate everyone checking in with me as my wife and I had a great opportunity to go out and kind of get revitalized with a marriage retreat we went to. Shout out to my lovely bride, Kira. Appreciate you. Love you. And I really was quite honestly, and you can ask her, uh, until last night, late last night, I really hadn't paid much attention to much of what happened in day two and day three because we had a aggressive schedule on what we were doing. And as I'm looking at what we did end up doing, I don't see a whole lot that to be upset about as far as what the Falcons ended up doing in the draft. Now, if somebody wants to tell me different, that's fine. I saw where we picked three defensive tackles. I don't think that's a real shock. Wide receiver in the sixth round. Um, we filled the local kid uh, thing with uh, what's my man's name? JD Bertrand from Notre Dame. And then we got a Georgia guy with the last pick, the sixth pick. So overall, I know I've been looking since we returned today. I've been looking at all the grades and the C pluses and the D's and the whatever, which I could care less about because those guys are throwing stuff against the wall just like we were. They, as I explained on Friday for a very well received streaming, I appreciate everyone on Friday. Just from a continuation of that, I think a lot of people are just mad that they didn't draft Terry and Raheem didn't draft like everyone thought they would, and they had a game plan, and now they're picking up some undrafted free agents. So we still don't know exactly what the whole game plan is, but I saw Raheem, I saw Terry. They looked happy. And as long as they look happy as a fan, it makes me happy, especially about the number one pick. I know there is everyone in their mother that wants to give an opinion about Michael Penix Jr. And why in the world would the Falcons draft him so high when we just signed somebody for $100+ million? Fair question. No one's saying that that's not a fair question. But I'm also looking at an Atlanta Falcons team, and especially the last couple of years, that's been devoid of adequate talent at that position. Did they overcompensate? Oh, yeah, they did. They overcompensated a lot. But at the most important position in North American sports, I'm down with it. I'm okay. So if you are upset, let me know and tell me why you're still upset. I know Friday, I mean, but I think people just sometimes I think people play the fake rage thing just to get, I don't know, attention. I'm really trying to see why people are upset. The only pause I have in this particular case is maybe the investment, the high investment in Kirk Cousins. For real. The Michael Penix thing doesn't bother me at all because you're looking at the future of your quarterback position. Kirk Cousins is not your long range future. Now, if he messes around and wins a Super Bowl, all bets are off. And then you could probably do something different with Penix. Or who knows? You never know. Maybe you still hold him on the squad. But I don't think I've ever heard where people are saying, don't draft a talented quarterback. And before everyone goes, well, but you need this at defense. You need this. I don't know what Raheem wants. I don't know what Jimmy Lake's defense is going to be like. I think we did pretty well last year, considering that we didn't have a very, you know, name defense with a lot of folks. Jesse Bates was not a high profile guy. He was a good, solid safety who happened to catch great timing. But before last year, Jesse Bates' name wasn't in lights. Nobody was uh, acting like he was going to be the next great safety. He did that on his own when he got here. And kudos to him for doing that. So who knows? Maybe Raheem has a plan. I could do something with Zach Harris. I can get that extra sack or two out of Ebiketie. Maybe I can do something with Troy Anderson. Let me expand Caden Ellis's role. And I still got a little nugget out here hanging possibly for Bud Dupree and Calais Campbell, possibly. Let's see how that works out before we just absolutely throw it all away and just say, oh, I'm done with the Falcons. I've seen a lot of that. Same people who were done with the Falcons 5 years ago, 10 years ago. All that is same old, same. But let me know why. If you're still upset at the Penix pick, I'll hear you out. I'm not gonna sit here and act like my opinion is the only opinion out there that matters. I want to hear what you think. And then while we're on the subject of things that have to grow on you, it's very similar to what I asked last week, but in lieu of the Michael Penix pick, when everyone first heard this pick, what quarterback? Why Kirk Cousins? And Kirk Cousins is mad. So if Kirk Cousins, if we're gonna be the oh man, they shouldn't have made Kirk Cousins mad. If his play is gonna be redefined because they drafted a quarterback, we got the wrong guy. Last week and a half, we spent talking about the professional guy and what he was gonna be for this franchise and all of that. Now all of a sudden he's tender because the Falcons are looking long term. If you listen to Raheem Morris, he doesn't seem to be pulling any punches. Hey, we did what we did. We told Kurt he's the quarterback. I mean, so what is he gonna do? So in honor of that, of things that we didn't like at first, but it grew on us. To my musical part of the show on Sunday, which we always do. Name a song that had to grow on you after you heard it for the first time. A song that really had to grow on you. I'm gonna tell you a song that did, and it's one of the greatest songs of all time. I was like, eh, alright. I mean, probably a month or so into it. Shoot, I started liking Beat It. Beat It was released after Billie Jean. And I don't know, more I start hearing that haunting bass. Boom, 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 boom. And I was a dancer back then. So I started saying, man, it's a pretty good song. And to this day, I think it's, as far as his solo songs, probably one of the best songs he's ever had. Billie Jean. So name a song in honor of the Michael Penix pick of a pick we might not like, but it grew on us. Name a song that had to grow on you after you first heard it. Let's get into the chat. I see everyone's already in here. We appreciate everyone coming in. I'd be remiss if I didn't see the first super chat in here from my brother Greg in the house. What's up, Greg?
Appreciate you watching, and we love your super chat. Super chat. Super chat.
Thank you, Greg. We appreciate you, my brother.
Super chat. Super chat. Woo!
I gotta learn how to hit that high note. Thank you, brother. Oh, here for the support as always. I don't understand it. Common sense ain't too common. I was shocked at the pick, but it was not void from understanding us picking a quarterback. Cousins is a 2 to 3 year band-aid that eventually had to be stitched. Greg, if you remember, again, it's not like we have to go terribly far in history. Matt Ryan, it was clear by 2021 that things were kind of going down, in my opinion. Love Matt Ryan. Make sure that y'all flip it the way you want to. It wasn't about not liking Matt Ryan. It was about looking out for the future of my team. I had to go through the same thing with Bartkowski, same thing with Chris Miller, same thing with Jeff George, same thing with Chris Chandler, same thing with Mike Vick. Do y'all get what I'm saying? Life will go on. So instead of waiting for the moment that those quarterbacks go down, go ahead and get your guy. And I think that's what they are doing. And I'm not mad at them at all for going in that direction. Charles Miller, what's going on, Charles? How you doing? So, man, Charles got a lot today. Charles says, Kurt is mad. Last month, it's good to be in an organization where everyone is on the same page. Seems not. He said, Penix should be mad. When will I be promoted? When will that affect his next contract, even if he plays well? Hurt Kirk won't be taking reps, so the Lions and others will set allegiances, with Penix. Are we supposed to lose next year? Next year's first rounder? It would have been much better if there was a first round pick swap with Minnesota. Things would be over. And here Charles is up. It's dinner time for me. You're my favorite. Charles, you're one of my favorites too, man. Thank you for joining us. Let me address a couple of the things you said on there. Yeah, I understand where you're coming from as far as Kirk being mad. I don't know what to tell Kirk. Tell Kirk it's a game, it's a professional game, and the job of Terry Fontenot and Raheem Morris is to not only look out for today, but look out for tomorrow. Why is it hard for everybody to understand that now? These were the same arguments we had 3 years ago when they drafted Kyle Pitts. And now all of a sudden people are, I don't know, pleading ignorance about how we screwed that up. No disrespect to Kyle Pitts, who is a talent, but really how you know how important has Kyle Pitts been to the offense without somebody to throw on the ball? So you got to look out for the future, man. Big John Higgins in the house. What's up, buddy? Say, hey, Uncle Steve, what's going on? Enjoying this lovely day, I hope. Man, I'm thrilled about the draft now and that we have addressed the defense. Yes, they have addressed the defense. I'm gonna go through these names real quick. They are screaming on the bottom of your stream. They are scrolling, I should say. They are scrolling. Dang, Steve, come on now. They are scrolling on the back on the bottom of your screen. Of course, you had Michael Penix at number 1. Second round, we got Rook Aurora Rowe. And I'm gonna call him Rook for now. In the third round, we had Braylon Trice, linebacker. Um, then we have the fourth round, Brandon Dorless. Fifth round from Notre Dame, we had linebacker J.D. Bertrand. Sixth round, you had Jace McClellan, one of the few people that I did know. Well, I knew about J.D. Bertrand too because hometown cat. But Jace, who led Alabama in rushing last year, and one of the first 3 six rounders. The second sixth rounder right after him was Casey Washington out of Illinois. And rounded out, how about the Bulldogs? We got Zion Logue at defensive tackle. So the Falcons did draft a lot of defense as well. Hopefully people will be happy about that. But folks, those are the only people. These are not the only people that's going to be on this team. They're going to be free agent signings still coming, not just undrafted, but there will be other free agent signings. It's not over yet. The team has not. The team that they have right now will not be the team that will be kicking off the second or third week of September. That's just not. So calm down. It's not all over with, and let's move forward if we can. RJ Falcon in the house. What's up, sir? Good draft by our Falcons. That's what he says. My brother Brian, how you doing, sir? Say hello, Uncle Steve from Dalton, Georgia, the land of carpets. What's going on, my friend? How you doing? ATL Skate Man in the house. What's up? Oh, hey, hello, Uncle Steve. Any new songs? It depends on if you've been listening. I made a few for the draft, but I don't know whether you've heard them or not. But I'll definitely have some more coming up soon. Coach is going in the house. What's going on, Dre? How you feeling, brother? Y'all make sure y'all check Dre out on the coach's corner. Say, brother, I'm flabbergasted by all the talks about this draft. I truly don't understand how people don't get the pick. Not liking them is one thing, but saying they are stupid picks blows my mind. And it does, again, we are a very reactive fan base. It's not just Atlanta. It's everybody. It's not just Atlanta. I watch plenty of other teams' podcasts doing the same things I do, and they're doing the same thing. They're dissecting everybody. Everybody. So it's it's the same thing, folks. Millie in the house. What's going on, Mill? How you doing? We got another super chat in the house. Let's see if this one comes up in here.
We're all right. We're all right. The birds are all right with me. Yeah. Hey, 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 hey! This is Super Chat with Super Chat.
Y'all can feel I was real mad when Antonio, what's going on, my brother? How you doing, man? Thank you for joining us on Uncle Steve's Lounge and appreciate the support as always, my brother. He said, if you as fans believe Penix will sit 4 or 5 years behind a 40-year-old Cousins, as Terry sarcastically said, then believe that Ritter will win a Super Bowl as the starting quarterback for Arizona.
I like that spin.
Oh, man. Look, thank you, brother. I appreciate that. Listen, y'all. He has to say that. You have to have a contingency plan for your next quarterback, something we did not have after Matt Ryan. And it's kind of what Antonio is saying. I'm laughing at all these people. All of a sudden, 27 is old. Michael Penix won't start until he's 27. I'm like, and that's your physical prime. What are we talking about? Well, by the time he starts, He'll be 20. I don't even care if he's 28. Are we really saying 26 and 27 is old? I'll take old. If that's old, I'll go back and take old right now. That's ridiculous. He's only he won't start till he's 27. Same thing Antonio talking about. Thank you, brother. Mills, what's going on, man? He said we good over here. The pick was made and we went defense pretty much the rest of the way. Personally, I think it was a great draft for now and the future. Let's go. Pamela Johnson in the house. How you doing, Pamela? Good to see you. Love that last name. What's going on? Says Uncle. Hey, hello to Uncle Steve and everyone in the chat. I hope you enjoyed the draft as well, ma'am. Another favorite in here is Barbara's in the house. Hey, Barbara. She said, I see now why they chose Penix. The draft class for 2025, as far as quarterbacks goes, looks sketchy. And with the possible loss of draft picks, I see why they did it. The root pick was suspect. Yeah, it's kind of interesting. I don't know what that was all about. Man, I tell you what, I don't know the young man, and I don't want to try to pretend that I know anything by one, press conference or something like that. Boy, oh boy, you got a lot of shades of Marlon Davis and Tad McKinley. That super overhyped, ready to go guy. Now listen, make me eat my words, young man. Make me eat my words. Sometimes when I see people coming here with that over the top, turned up, whatever, that's fine. But just make sure you back it up. Make sure you do. You got to. Another super fat chat from my brother Greg.
I know with Uncle Steve that we will always read. Read your super chat. Read your super chat.
Thank you, Greg. We appreciate you, brother, as always. And Greg, I got to get with you too, man, because I'm jealous now because Tidy got his shoes, and I got to get my shoes for this year before I go to this Raiders game next year. So I got to get with you. He said most of the same people complaining about the quarterback pick was complaining about Ritter's quarterback play. Absolutely. We were a better quarterback away from winning our division. Penix is now better than Ritter will ever develop into. Folks, you don't win in this league without talent at the quarterback position. God bless Desmond Ritter while he's in Arizona. He did not, from a professional standpoint, do anything to any of the fans that would make us not like him, aside of his play on the field at times. So I have nothing to say bad about him, the person. Michael Penix is the most talented quarterback we've drafted since 2008. I don't think you're going to get people to question that. I think it was Antonio. No, it wasn't Antonio. That was who was just saying that? That was Miss Barber just saying a second ago about the class of 2025 not being good. Folks, we got to be in it to win it. We got to. So I understand people being upset, but you got to get over it. Got to. Appreciate you, Antonio, as always, man. Appreciate you, Greg, for supporting the channel as always, man. Y'all have no idea, man. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Got another super chat in here. We're gonna get this one in here too.
We're all right. We're all right. The birds are all right with me. Yeah. Hey, 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 hey.
Man, was I screaming?
This is Super Chat with Super Chat.
Thank you, my brother Stephen J in the house from the Check Down. Y'all make sure y'all go check the Check Down on YouTube. He helped us usher in this draft class on draft night with my brother Tidy in here. We appreciate you. We got a lot of good response from that. And thank you everyone for helping us out with the draft coverage. He says, dropped a video this morning on the check down about the genius of the pick. That $100 million was for Kirk to win and mentor Penix. Very, very good thoughts. Again, he just showed you. He just dropped the video on his channel. Y'all make sure y'all go support my brother Stephen J over at the check down. Thank you so much. I'm going back here. I apologize. Y'all coming nice and strong today. Let's get it, GA in the house. Y'all make sure y'all go check him out on Let's Get It, GA. He says, what's going on, Unc? What a draft done. Man, I'm still buzzing from that stuff, man. Good draft, man. Just wondering why everybody is so uptight. I don't know. Jimmy Hall said, what's up, Unc? Love the Penix pick. For those upset, this is what everyone was asking for. A plan after your current starter. Guess we wanted to stay with Ritter and Heineke. Kurt might not be 100%. People keep forgetting about that, too. He might not. If he's not 100%, folks, what are we going to do then? I mean, what are we going to do? Better come up with a plan. Marino, what's going on? Happy Sunday, Uncle Steve. I must admit, I'm happy with the person we drafted, not at the position we drafted. I feel like we are turning our team into a rehabilitation center. Hopefully it turns out great. Well, I can understand your concern, but I don't think that's the overall thought process. I think they are. I think they are just. They're trying to kill two birds with one stone. Listen, you need a quarterback for now, Kirk Cousins, and you're going to need a quarterback not only in the case Kirk Cousins doesn't pan out or get hurt, but you need somebody for the future. And they did that with Michael Penix. And guess what, folks? You can start your very first game at quarterback at the age of 27 or 28. I don't know. I've never seen a law that says you can't. Barbara says, Kirk getting $100 million. He should shut up and earn $100 million. I hope this motivates him to be great. They just signed another quarterback. Whom is cousin acting a fool? I think they're probably just doing that to get some. I think they're just doing that to have some camp bodies. Quite honestly, I don't think the undrafted guy. And I just saw who it was on here. I'll pull that up on my next screen. But yeah, we had there was a guy on at training camp, and I want to say he was from Texas or Austin, Texas. Not like University of Texas. He was from somewhere in Texas or something, and he was just out there. That they need camp bodies. Dre says, as I said, I hated was Penix, but the position is exactly what's needed to be drafted. For those who think it was stupid, we were supposed to go get a quarterback, and please stop talking about the money. Yeah. Hey, money is spent. I'm not even worried about it. My brother Frank in the house. What's going on, soldier? Thank you for serving as always. Appreciate your service, man. He said, bro, I got a feeling Penix will be starting in 2 years. I would not be surprised if he start after year one and we take a $50 million cap hit. I love the pick. Not only that, y'all, if it doesn't work out, what a great insurance policy that we have. What would y'all rather do? Not have an insurance policy or have a potential to be someone who could be better? We don't know. Dre also says KC got what every other vet quarterback has got. Baker and Carr got the exact same contract. So I don't understand why we hung up on money. You know how it is, man. We spending other people's money, man. Pam says, Uncle Steve, the fan base need to get over it. It's a business decision. I completely understand. You have to address the quarterback in the future. Pamela, not only is that so true, do you remember 2 years ago when we trotted out Marcus Mariota and Desmond Ritter and we drafted him? I think as fans, yourself included, everyone else in the chat included, we're going to back the decisions that the organization made to bring in here. But I would be lying if I said I was concerned about the quality of quarterback we're getting. Overpaid or not, Kirk Cousins is one of the top half of quarterbacks in the NFL. I'm not saying he's top 5, not even top 10. but he's in the top half, which would have won this division if we had that type quarterback play. Michael Penix, no one was arguing about his skills. The biggest knock on Penix is whether he was hurt or not. And I think a lot of people were concerned about that. Talent and skill wise, a lot of people were putting him right behind Caleb Williams. A lot of folks. So I just like securing the future, y'all. Barbara says they highly compensated Rodgers when they drafted Love, who sat for 3 years. Rodgers went on to win MVPs after Love was signed, and he was around Cousins' age. Nothing but the truth. Nothing but the truth. Another super chat in the house. Let's mix this up a little bit. What I got on this thing here.
Forever Atlanta. That's what we see. We're talking about this, talking about that, and chill with Uncle Steve.
My Jodeci thing. I can't take off my shirt like JoJo though. So Antonio, man, thank you again, brother. He said we complained about not having a quarterback and succession plan, but now we have both, and they're still mad. But why not just say you're mad because we didn't go defensive end? Winning now doesn't let you draft succession later. Absolutely true. I was also talking to somebody about this, Antonio. Who's to say that Raheem Morris doesn't have a plan with the guys who are already here? I'm not trying to tell you Ebiketie has arrived, but his trajectory looks like it's going up. I'm not telling you Zach Harrison has arrived, but boy, he sure looked good the second half of the season. I'm not telling you Troy Anderson is going to be the comeback player of the year, but I tell you what, I'd like his potential coming back, another linebacker in here. I'm also not mad that we have one of the best safeties in the game. I don't think A.J. Terrell is going anywhere. I think they're going to re-sign him. So maybe Raheem is satisfied with what he has and says he can push that extra button. Maybe that's why he got Jimmy Lake in here. So I don't understand that, man. But good comment, man. Very good comment. Shaka Zulu's in the house. What's going on, brother?
And they say, why? Uncle Steve will read your comment. Why? Because I like it that way.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Shaka. I appreciate you, brother. Thank y'all for the support today. I appreciate it. It baffles me that our fans can't see that Atlanta is playing chess while everyone else is playing checkers. I love the pick. It's the long game, Shaka. People don't. I know we want immediate satisfaction. Including me, there is no one that can say they don't enjoy instant gratification. We all do. We can't, all of us, we can pretend like, I can wait. At some point, we do want instant gratification. In football, I think we've learned that you can't hurry up and just pick somebody and automatically think they're going to jump on the field and be an all-pro and all-star. You can't. You drafted a generational talent in Kyle Pitts in year one. Everyone thought he was going to be the next Gronk. It takes time sometimes. Drake London, first wide receiver drafted over Garrett Wilson, Chris Olave. Maybe I need to stop reading because those guys have played better. But they also had somebody that can throw to him. Give them time. Bijan Robinson, everybody killed the move. Bijan, why would y'all drive Bijan? He's not this. No one drafts a running back anymore. I'm going to tell you something. Bijan Robinson, I think in the right offense with the right person pushing the buttons, trying to tell you, I think he's going to be nice. Long game. Like Shaka said, long game, man. Playing chess. All right, let me get back in here. Man, y'all are on fire, man. Appreciate it. Let's get it. GA says, the only question I have is Michael Penix was the guy to draft day one, then why give Kirk Cousins all that guaranteed money on top of the tampering charges that came with signing him? Now, the tampering charges came because he got real happy and he got loose-lipped and he should have been quiet instead of like, yes, I got this money. Let's go. And them trainers yesterday when they were rubbing my legs out. Uh-oh. Yeah, that's on Kirk. But I also say this, I'll say this. They got Kirk Cousins because Kirk Cousins was the best option out there at quarterback on the free agent market. That's why they got Kirk Cousins. And yes, when you're a team that's lost 6 years in a row, you're going to have to pay the price. Nobody was coming to give Atlanta Falcons the hometown discounts. Sorry, that's not how it works. Not with losing teams. And I hate to say that about my own franchise, but that's the bottom line. Are you going to go somewhere? Are you going to go to a company that you have to pay? I'm sorry. Are you going to go to a company that is the great and I'm just using this as examples. You go to Google and Google is going to pay you like the minimum salary. Just throwing something, $100,000. But then you get this brand new upstart internet provider or whatever, and they offer you 200,000 because they said, you know what? We believe in your talent. We know we got to overpay you because we know Google gonna pay you 100,000. What team you gonna go with? Make it. You got to. Travis in the house. What's up, man? Say, hey, happy Sunday to you and the family. It's funny how people were clamoring on your show and other creators' show about us drafting a quarterback. Now we have, and the bottom has fell out. It's crazy. It's crazy. It is, Travis. Barbara says they said something about Richie Grant sticking around, wasting money and bust numbers. I think they're gonna say that right now. The only thing I'm a little concerned about Richie getting $3 million, boy. And I tell you what, I'm not sure if that was money well spent. I'm not sure. Got another super chat in the house, my brother Shaka again.
Yeah. When you chill with Uncle Steve, you better come correct. We got your super chat. We got that head knock that make you break your neck. Here comes your super chat.
Thank you, Shaka.
Yeah,
We appreciate you, brother. He said, Kurt is the instant gratification while Penix is the long game. That's actually really good. Right now, Kirk Cousins is going to satisfy the needs of the fans at this moment. Yes, I hear everybody about the money. Don't worry about it. And I know that's easy to say, but don't worry about it. They're not worried about it. They spent the money. They spent the money. Why are we worried about it? If they're fine with it, let's roll. I mean, I get it. I'm not opposed to saving a little bit of money here and there, but guess what? Kirk Cousins wasn't coming down on the money. Nobody else was out there. Do you really want to take a chance on Jacoby Brissett? Are you really feeling Gardner Minshew with somebody that's going to lead us to the promised land? As much of a reclamation that Baker Mayfield was, would y'all have still had a little bit of those feelings if Baker Mayfield would have come to Atlanta? I don't think you would have, but that's, I don't know, maybe so. I think they made the best move they can. Appreciate everyone coming. Jamal, appreciate you, brother, for coming in here. As y'all coming in, y'all make sure y'all hit the like button for me as we're doing this. Again, we're talking about the draft, reviewing why people are still upset about the Penix pick. And also, don't forget the second question. I'm coming down to a couple of y'all that just put this down. But name a song that had to grow on you after you heard it for the first time. Reason why we're saying that, Michael Penix, that's the pick. Maybe he's gonna have to grow on us. So we'll see. False Start said any Jay-Z song. Jay-Z does have those songs that you kind of have to listen to about 5 or 6 times. The only time I think I've ever heard something from him that caught me was the Pharrell was a change clothes and go. And that wasn't even one of his better raps, but I like that song. Barbara says, song surprisingly happy by Pharrell Williams. A lot of people didn't like that song when it came out. I actually love that song. I like that when it first hit. But I can understand. It was kind of a gimmicky song. So it probably did take a while to grow on you. That's no problem. No problem. I can understand how people are it took a lot of people to grow on that. That's fine. Marina says, Kirk is not the franchise quarterback. He is our bridge quarterback. We paid what we paid because that was the market. Now, if we gave that to Jacoby Brissett or Minshew, I would be upset. There you go. What I was just saying. ATL Skate Man says, War, Gypsy Man, had to grow on him. I like War, man. War. Pre-Eric, with Eric Burden and without Eric Burden. Good stuff. Good stuff. Travis says, Tom Brady didn't bat one eye when Jimmy G was drafted. If Kurt is that dude, he wouldn't care who it is behind him. Amen. Hey Y'all by Outkast had to grow on me. That beat threw me off completely, but I loved it. It is so crazy that you say that. Hey Y'all was probably one of those songs that now, I like the way you move. That got me from jump. But you did kind of have to get used to, you know, I mean, you did kind of have to get used to that. But boy, I tell you, a month later, everybody was shaking it like a Polaroid picture. And that became the biggest song in Outkast's history as terms of sales is concerned. That's a really good one. Jamal says Future's verse on King's Dead with J-Rock had to grow on me, but now I love it. Future, man. Future scared away Russell, man. I'm mad at Future. Jamal D says the Mavs Clippers game is going crazy. Yeah, I was watching it earlier, and I see now that the Clippers did finally close them out. The Clippers were up by 30. And then I turned around right before I got on here, and I think the Mavericks had closed within 3. But the Clippers did stave them off 2-2. Let's see what's going on. April Thomas, that's probably my brother Ron Thomas in the house. What's going on, man? Good to see you here. I'll start saying, ooh, they're going to be real mad when the next 2 draft, when we take 2 tackles to replace McGarry and Matthews. Yeah. My buddy Norman in the house. He loves it.
I love Deadspin.
Yeah, we're going to get rid of it sooner or later. We're going to do an I Love Penix in here pretty soon. Barbara says Rook was getting in off the Blake nerves. Right. He Barbara, okay, so what she's alluding to, if you go to the Atlanta Falcons website, they have every draft pick in their reactions when they called them. And you could tell Arthur Blake was like, okay, I'll see you later. Arthur Blake said, I ain't trying to hear none of that stuff, man. I just need you to come in here and tackle people. Leave all that turnt stuff up. So he's giving us those Frank Darby vibes. And like I said again, I don't know enough about the young man. So maybe he might be somebody, but yeah, I'm enough of hyped folks. Come in here and do the job. That's how you'll grab me. Travis says Kurt Warner didn't get his shot at 28. The Rams got an MVP and a Lombardi out of it. I'll take 10 times out of 10. Absolutely. My brother David in the house. What's up, David? Good to see you. Hillman, man. What's up? He said, what's up, We made the best business decision for this organization with Penix. When he officially starts, he will be in his prime along with 5, 7, and 8, meaning Drake, Bijan, and Kyle. 100% agree. Demetrius in the house. What's going on, man? Good to see you. Thanks for joining us, Uncle Steve's Lounge. Don't y'all forget, hit the like button if you get a chance to. Appreciate the support this weekend. Again, I know we weren't here the last couple of days on a beautiful marriage retreat with the wife. So I came back in trying to check the temperature, and y'all running hot, which is beautiful. Christy, how you doing? She said, sang it. You probably talking about that Rick James thing. That's pretty good. Again, Name a song that had to grow on you after you heard it for the first time, talking about how Michael Penix is picked the very first time. Everybody heard it Thursday night, like, ah! And now I see a lot of people probably stepping back, and I see the temperature here in the group, which is good as an Atlanta Falcon fan. Listen, um, I'm coming on here as a fan, and I understand when certain players don't get picked and not the folks you want. I know everybody was high on Dallas Turner and Latu, but it wasn't just the Atlanta Falcons that skipped out on them. Those guys didn't go till after 15. Does that mean that they're gonna be not as great? No. It means that those teams below probably say, okay, this is right about the time where Dallas Turner should be picked. Everyone keeps talking about Michael Penix being picked at 8. And what they should be saying is, why did the defensive players we were looking at didn't get picked till after 15? Wow. Demetrius says, I'm excited for next season. We coming for the whole league. Man, listen, if y'all look at the NFC, and I say it one more time, these are the quarterbacks right now in the NFC. Say all the quarterbacks. And you tell me when y'all start getting scared. Dak Prescott, Jalen Hurts, Daniel Jones, about to be Jaden Daniels, Jared Goff, Jordan Love. I don't even know Minnesota. Who's in Minnesota right now? They probably traded for somebody. Rookie Caleb Williams, Baker Mayfield, Derek Carr, Bryce Young, Brock Purdy, Matthew Stafford, Geno Smith, and Kyler Murray. Folks, I'm not trying to tell you none of those guys are good. I'm trying to tell you I'll take my chances against any of those quarterbacks in the NFC. Any of them. There's nobody on that NFC list, including Jalen Hurts, including, even though he won the Super Bowl, Matt Stafford, including that, and definitely Dak Prescott, including Jordan Love, who we beat last year. There's nobody that has a fear. There's no fear. So if we come in here and bring competent quarterback play, we should be able to battle with anyone in the NFC, especially in the NFC South. Tell me I'm wrong. If you believe I'm wrong, tell me in the chat, and I'll come straight to you. Tell me I'm wrong. David says, once an accident, twice is a trend. We botched the backup plan for Matt so bad, you had to do this. Absolutely. My brother in the house, Big Low Country Sports. What's going on, Bo? Y'all make sure y'all check out Big Low Country Sports. He has some really good stuff. Really good reaction video from the stadium this past Thursday when they made the Michael Penix pick. Y'all make sure y'all go check him out on one of the great content creator channels out there in the area. Manny with the sauce in here. My brother, my nephew, Armani is here. What's going on, brother? He's Uncle Steve again. As I stated before, this is a great pick. It's okay to think about the right now, but the long-term and sustained success is what Terry wanted the first day he came in. Amen. Demetrius says, I heard that J.D. Bertrand comparison is Luke Kuechly. J.D. Bertrand, if y'all go back and watch some of those Notre Dame games, dude, he's always around the ball. Always around the ball. So don't be shocked if we get a diamond in the rough out of that. I like, that's a good move. Good move. Very good. Wow. Got a super chat in the house. Appreciate you. Appreciate you, J Bod. What's going on? I got to give you a special song right here. What we got on this?
Forever Atlanta. That's what we see. We're talking about this, talking about that, and chill with Uncle Steve.
Hey, after a super chat like that, I almost feel like I have to strip. That's pretty good. Thank you so much. I appreciate the support. Thank you so much. He said, hello, this is my first time on your chat. And thank you. We appreciate that. Hopefully you subscribe and love the channel. Thank you so much. He said 6 of the top 12 sack leaders from last year were third round picks or later. So let's see what we got with these defensive picks. Stars and solid starters aren't just found in round one. Amen. I like the fact that J Bod, I like the fact that they did their homework on these guys as far as especially the defensive tackles they were all talking about. I love the pick with Bryce. No, I'm sorry, Trice. I like the pick with Trice. I love the pick with JD Bertrand. I know he makes a lot of tackles. You like that. And one of the things the Falcons do all the time, they pick captains. So that's leadership. Folks who are used to being in leadership positions always seem to rise to the top. And I think this is one of those cases where this guy is going to rise to the top. The Casey Washington thing, I think 6th round pick, that could be. It's a crowded wide receiver room. Don't expect much. I was a little surprised at Jace McClellan because you do have a little bit of a crowded running back room. Maybe he can work his way on the special teams or something like that. That one was a little shock, but for the record, just like you said, man, I really like what we did with this draft. So that's I agree with you 100%. Thank you so much, J Bot, for your support, and thank everyone for their support today, man. This has been outstanding. Thank you all for the post draft love from everyone. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's get to Hill says, what's sad about our own franchise says the kid can play, but we didn't want him. I mean, that's really, really sad when people do stuff like that. Really sad. Another super chat in the house. Man, y'all coming strong.
I can tell you how I feel about your super chat. How I feel about it.
Boy, Big Low wish he could get them notes, boy.
I can tell you how I feel about your super chat.
I know he's sitting at home. He's sitting at home with some Listerine, goggling, trying to get them notes. Thank you, Rose Staxon. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for the support here on Uncle Steve's Lounge. Y'all make sure, again, as y'all coming in, like the video. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't. He said, we addressed the most important position, quarterback, for the next 10 to 15 years. And now we can use all the resources to get an alpha pass rusher. We can still create cap space and fill holes on the roster right now, which is absolutely true. We haven't done anything with any of the contracts, as Rose just talked about. Talking about Grady, you talking about Jesse, you talking about probably Lindstrom. Grady should be happy to start to give us some money back. We're going to create some money, and folks, there are still free agents out there. There are still free agents out there that we can get that can fit right in. And I think if you're Calais Campbell or Bud Dupree, you're probably looking around saying, dang, Terry done building a team over there. Let's see what we can do to help them out. You don't need to bring Calais Campbell in April or May or June. Man, let Calais sign in July. Tell him to come to training camp, and that's all you need. Let him help these young cats like he did last year. And to Rose's standpoint, you address the most, let's say it all together again, the most important position in North American sports. And if you have an abundance of talent at that position, I guarantee you, folks, that's going to turn out to be good for you. I have no doubt. D. Sloan, appreciate you, bro. Thank you so much. D. Sloan, what's going on, man? Say, what's going on what's your overall grade draft? D, I'm not gonna lie to you, as I told everyone before. I'm just literally getting back to the house about 3 hours ago from a marriage retreat with my wife, and I haven't had a chance to dig in. I just found out about most of the draft picks late yesterday and started looking at a couple of them. Yeah, please allow me a couple of days to kind of really get in. I don't want to be uneducated about some of the things I say. I heard a couple. Now, I did know about JD Bertrand from Notre Dame. I knew about Jason McClellan. He was the leading rusher for Alabama last year. So those were things that I did know. I do need to look a little bit more about Rook from Clemson. I know everyone's talking about he's from Clemson, so was Grady, blah, blah, but I still need to see what he is. He's a little undersized, too. I thought he was, if you're going to bring in some of these D tackles, especially if you plan on being in a 3-4, I would think you need some of them slobber knockers in there, man. I need to see some of these 320 guys, like my buddy Zion in the last round yesterday, in the 6th round, I should say. So, absolutely. Uh Antonio says Kirk is a 2-year plan. Penix is the long-term plan and insurance. I didn't want Penix at 8, and I paid my bet on the live. If Cousins goes down with no insurance, Terry and Raheem would possibly be gone. And they will. But you know what? High risk, high reward, y'all. High risk, high reward. Uh Hill says, first off, people complaining about Arthur Blank's money is crazy. Second, the cap goes up every year. Absolutely. Matter of fact, I think the cap went up more this year than it has in the past. So you're absolutely correct. Billy says, what gets me is that week 6, everybody wanted Penix. Now we got him and people hate it, huh? I can't explain it, man. I can't. D said rap song called Yee Yee is on the radio. Oh, Yee Yee, eh? I wonder is that one of those? Oh man. Jimmy said my song that's growing on me was ruined by uh, Usher. Yeah, Usher had that's a nice album Usher had that he came out with earlier this year, coming off of the Las Vegas tour. Good stuff from him. And he's coming here later on this year, too. Andrew Griffin, what's up, brother? Say, I heard New Orleans and Vegas were trying to get Penix, but couldn't make the move up. So when Atlanta realized he was there at 8, you can't pick a mediocre defensive end. I'm going to say that last part that Andrew said. He said that you can't take a mediocre defensive end. You can't, y'all. Y'all going to get mad at that, but you can't. So I don't know what to tell people. I don't know. I apologize. I'm coming back down a little bit. Demetrius says the fan base is going to complain no matter what we do. Listen, we're fans. And we all get excited. We get too excited about little things, and we don't get excited enough about small things. So that's the fandom in us, y'all. Ballstar said the fact that Kurt's situation was a non-contact injury is what motivated this pick. Let's say we took a defensive end and Kurt got hurt, and the people that's mad now would still be mad. Damn if you do, dang if you don't. Agreed. Antonio in the house. What's up, Antonio? How you feeling, brother? People are concerned with Michael Penix in 2 years, but not Kirk Cousins. I understand. Again, I'm trying to say, can somebody show me in the book that says a quarterback can't make his debut at the age of 27? Show me in the book, show me in the bylaws that you can't do that. I don't know what to say, man. Demetrius says there are some draft picks I scratch my head on, disagreed, but I'm not about to throw a temper tantrum over it like a kid in the store that couldn't get the toy on sale. Not yet, because we don't know. Because there are Grady Jarrett's out there. There are Devondre Campbells who have moved on out there. There are lower round picks that make a difference. And we got to be careful before we just listen to Mel Kiper and says Atlanta had the worst draft this year and made the worst decisions. Atlanta turns around and be 11-6. Not a soul going to be thinking about what happened on April 26th or April 25th. Nobody. Nobody's going to care. So Atlanta win. Frank said, I love that we got bigger in depth on the defensive line. Our front seven is going to be hell. If we can sign one of these players, Simmons, Buddha, Gilmore, or Howard, I keep my eye on Simmons. I wish we could get him. If we get Simmons, that would help us throw CP3 out, Clark Phillips out there at the corner or maybe even the slot, and having that better safety play could help those guys in the back. I wish we could get Simmons. Simmons is gonna cost you. Christy says, I like the fact that we want to evolve above the 7-win curse. Hello. Former ways of management and performance has to change. I love that the Falcons are becoming unpredictable and forward thinking. Christy, and not only unpredictable, Christy, whatever they were doing the last 3 years, still ain't got them over 7 wins. So to your point, why not try something new? Very good point. Hill says AK is a speed rusher and always overshoot the quarterback, but now we have a power rusher in Trice that will push the quarterback straight to him. I'll say this about Ebiketie. You're absolutely right to a certain extent, but at least he improved last year, Hill. And I'll say this, with a new defensive coordinator and a new staff, maybe they can get the best out of these guys that what Dean Pease couldn't get, and last year with Ryan Nielsen, who did a good job. I'm not going to throw him under the bus because he really did a job turning things around. I know we see that New Orleans game and the Chicago game at the end of the year, and we want to say otherwise, but he did at least do a great job turning this thing around. Another super chat in the house, folks. I gotta get a different one right here. Which one did I not push? Did I do this?
Appreciate you watching, and we love your super chat, super chat, super chat, super chat, super chat. Woo!
Boy, I tell you, man, Piccolo just, oh, you know, he just killing us knowing he can't hit them notes. What's up, Abel? How you doing? Long time no here, man. I'm just here for the super chat. Hey, man, listen. I'm gonna create some more a little later on. So I just made those for the draft. So I'll get my creative juices going a little later on as well, man. So oh boy. Let me get back down here to some of the folks. Demetrius says Arthur Blake just hung up on Big Root. Yeah, I know. That was embarrassing. False Star says as soon as Rook said he'll run through a dark alley, I say, oh Lord, here we go. See, but you know what? Unfair to Rook. Rook didn't know about Tack. Rook didn't know about Marlon Davidson. When they were talking all that big boy stuff, I'm like, man, just come in here and do the job. Just do the job. ATL Focus, what's up? Says those preseason games gonna be fun. Now they should be. Kelvin says, in my opinion, Turner is not a game changer. And Kelvin, that's probably why they didn't get him. I hear you. Mikey says, I understand the Falcons' draft choices. They stuck to their guns, but everyone just needs to calm down and let's see what the season holds. I think we have a great coaching staff, which we hadn't had. Oh, and Mikey, very good point. There were a lot of people. Do y'all remember in 2016 when they got Keanu Neal and number one, and a lot of people say, oh, they brought him, they drafted him way too early. And I'm not trying to say he's been an all-star, but for those couple of years here with the Falcons, they were the right pick at the right time with the right defensive folks in place. I think because of that, the Falcons were able to do their thing in 2016 because they had the right coaching staff in place and the right players. 100%. My brother in the house, man, Tidy from Atlanta Bird Game. Y'all make sure y'all check out Tidy on YouTube on Atlanta Bird Game, man. Give him a like, give him a subscribe. Had a great time for our 5th straight draft coverage. And to his point, as you said in the video, this is like one of the few times that I think we came out with a smile that was wider than ever. Thank you, brother, and appreciate you again. He said, listening to some folks talk about Penix age, you would think we drafted Chris Winkie. Exactly. Chris Winkie was 20, 27, 28 when he was drafted with Carolina. And you know what, though? And I even say that. Now, I know that was then, but even if he is 28, he ain't 38. He's not 33. Folks acting like a 27-year-old quarterback has no future. That's ridiculous, man. Totally ridiculous. I mean, that's absolutely crazy. Um, Hill says not only Dorless, bro, our front seven is real. Add in AK and Zach with Grady. Yes, sir. And Aminyata. Hill is gonna be fun. And I have a feeling that my man Raheem is gonna have these guys on fire. Bag says, not at all wrong. NFC is wide open when it comes to quarterbacks. Yeah, there are some good names, but nobody to fear. It's more so the team around that particular quarterback. Amen. Going back to the songs, Kelvin said his song that had to grow on him was Blurred Lines. I'm a huge Pharrell fan, so I'm a little partial towards that. But I can see a lot of people uh, kind of not jumping on the board with that. Those Pharrell beats are just always hidden. But I can see how you could do that. I can see. Antonio says, and Raheem said to himself on yesterday that he will be implementing the 6-2 defense with so many schemes that they won't know where they're coming from, and the draft class solidifies that as well. Absolutely. Hell Rail in the house. What's going on, man? Good to see you. Lisa Shepard, fresh off a trip from Detroit. What's going on? She said, if I had $1 for each time someone stopped me asking me my thoughts about the Penix pick at number 8, I could do some good shopping. I know you did. And it was worse here, Lisa. Local radio was something else. Something else. Demetrius says, do you feel like we should have taken Brendan Rice, wide receiver out of USC in round 6? I know a lot of people were high on him, but it must be something. It must be another reason why they weren't. He didn't get picked up until that point. There were folks talking about Brendan Rice in the 3rd round at one point. So that was very interesting. Very interesting. Hill says Jace is Eckler and Washington is Antonio Brown. Okay. Okay. Not like I said again, I don't know as much about Casey Washington. Now I know Jace is definitely a little butterball, and he can run through. He can run through. Big Los says, I'm good, Otis. That's all right. That's all right. You already know. Kelvin says, after this year, my only concern is getting a beast at right tackle, protect my quarterback's blind side. That's a fair point. Because, well, yeah, you're going to have Penix in there. You're going to definitely need that. J-Bod says, when we signed Cousins, everyone was complaining we still need to get a young quarterback for the future. Now get one of these same ones are complaining about that. Lord, help me figure out these folks. It's hard. It's hard, J-Bod. I don't know why. It's hard. I've given up trying to go into other people's psyche. I just put their opinion out here and see, but I'm with you. I don't understand it. Lisa says, why was it coming out of Cousins' camp that he was stunned and blindsided by the Penix pick? Cousins is quarterback 1, and he will still get his guaranteed money. Can you clarify what the issue is here? I can't clarify it, Lisa, but I can tell you this. If I were Kirk Cousins, if I were Kirk Cousins, I would fire my agent today. Why would you, after being told that you are the guy, and not only be told, but being compensated for being the guy, would you go out and put a statement for your player saying he's upset, he's confused? Confused about what? You just got paid. You're an employee now. And I'm going to tell you what, if you're tender-hearted like that, then we made the wrong investment. And let's trade him now. I hope Kirk Cousins didn't come out talking about. "Uh, I was confused. To your point, I was stunned and blindsided. What? The same scenario happened to Kirk Cousins. I'm sorry, to RG3 years ago. RG3 didn't complain. He went out there and played ball, and he knew somebody was behind him. And you mean to tell me we're supposed to sit here and oh, Kurt, it's okay, Kurt. Uh, get another one of those $1,000 bills and wipe your brow and clean your eyes and miss me with all that crap. Miss me with all of it. Jermaine in the house, what's going on, brother? Good to see you in here. Chris says, I changed my mind on the quarterback pick. Yeah, I remember you coming in, Chris, talking about that. They're saying this is the best quarterback class maybe ever, and it's possible we got the best in it. Yeah, that's a good call. Toddy says, bad and bougie by the Migos had to grow on me. Didn't care for it much initially. Let me tell you something. When that dude start growling on the tape, and then start making noises, you know what? I just found out my next super chat. Drip drop, drop top. I have no idea if that's the right way to say it. I just love the song for all of that. Drop top. I don't even like the Migos, but that song right there, man. And upset. I'm sorry, y'all. I just made myself laugh. I'm here, my bad. Oh, I love that song, man. But I can understand how it took time to grow on you. But trust me. Carlos said, how the Ben's gonna look in a few years with us winning. All them young fans and fence riders gonna be all in. Great changing of the guard, Carlo. And it's gonna be so funny because if I see all these new folks coming in here, don't get me wrong, I'm gonna feel a certain way, and I'm allowed because I've been there since they opened the Bad Boy and been at the Dome forever and ever. So trust me, I get it. Jamal D, I did not see this right here, brother. My apologies. Let me get you in here. And gotta get you something.
I can tell you how I feel about your super chat. How I feel about it. Hey, hey. I can tell you how I feel about your super chat. How I feel about you.
Appreciate that, Jamal. He said, after this off season, no more ordinary QB. Jamal got trying to pull my old thing. I don't even know if I have ordinary QB on there anymore. Do I have ordinary QB? I might. Let me see. I'll check and see. Oh boy. Yeah, I got some creative juices going, man. Travis says people got caught up in the mock drafts and was expecting Dallas Turner, but the franchise ultimately makes the pick. And again, Travis, if I were a Falcon fan, I would probably thank the front office because 6 teams after us didn't think he was the guy either. Actually, 8 teams after us didn't think he was the guy. Latu was the first defensive guy off the board. So it wasn't just the Falcons. That one Falcon fan in the house, what's going on? What's going on? So I'm pretty sure I was like every Falcon fan when I was like, WTF, when we drafted Penix. Oh, well, we can only hope Michael at quarterback is better than the other one. Uh-oh. Y'all go. I'll leave my boy alone. Oh, man. Antonio says, soon as I get home, by Babyface took him time because he was going to do a lot of stuff when he got home, like he was tired. Let me tell you something, man. Babyface was so playing up to the women at that time. Soon as I get home. That was a great album, though. That Tender Lover album, that might have been one of the greatest R&B, especially mid tempo. That had It's No Crime, Tender Lover, the one with Bobby Brown, uh, uh, My Kind of Girl, Whip Appeal, Soon as I Get Home. Go listen to that whole I Know You Got It. If anybody hadn't listened to Tender Lover by Babyface, go check it out. 3:30 in the house. What's going on? Super chat, super chat. He got his lighter on. Go ahead, brother. Go ahead, man. Nando in the house. What's going on, brother? Say good day. People are not looking at the fact that we scored 18 points and the defense just needed better quarterback play all season. In my opinion, I think Kirk won't be ready until after week 4. That's a very valid point. Everyone keeps forgetting that, yeah, Achilles healing at 36 is probably going to be different than at 26. Now, can he heal? Probably. But I will say this, Nando. Now that he sees who's behind him, because this scenario people don't want to talk about. If Kirk Cousins isn't ready, or for some unfortunate reason Kirk Cousins get hurt, and Michael Penix goes in there and does a Tom Brady, not even so much to the Super Bowl, but leads you to the playoffs. Are you keeping both of them next year? They'll be looking for trade partners. So we'll see. That one Falcon fan says, on another note, we did address the defense, so kudos to the Falcons. Also, dragging Penix makes sense. Drafting Penix makes sense after thinking about it. We have to still have the tampering situation and risk losing the 2025 first and more. I agree. Carlos says, Raheem knows people are praying he fails. This is coming out of This is his coming out party, officially striking up his own band. So he's going to be meticulous with the details. Here's the thing, too, Carlo. People forgetting. This guy's done this before. And he knows it's a risk. Do y'all think actually he was going on there thinking, oh man, no one's gonna say anything, but man, he knows this is a risk. But this is his job. And he's saying, if I'm gonna go out, I'm gonna go out swinging. And I'm gonna go out doing it my way. Not Usher my way, Frank Sinatra. Did it my way. That way. Bag says, I think our defense will be a consistent top 10 this year across the board, especially out front 7. With what we already have, plus the rookie class is going to be solid with rotations, defensive line, and linebackers. Travis says, I got the Desbian out of my system. Now these first cousins are going to be nonstop this season. Well, listen, I hope they do. I hope they do. Because I want Kirk Cousins to succeed. I really do. And so what? If you got competition behind you, rise to the occasion. We should be getting the best out of Kirk Cousins now. Not to say we didn't expect it after the investment, but I guarantee you, Travis, if anything, you're going to get the best out of Kirk Cousins. Because he don't want to sit down. John Thompson, man, thank you, man. Man, new subscriber, thank you so much. I appreciate that. I'm going to throw a super chat on for you anyway.
I can tell you how I feel about your super chat.
Thank you so much.
Hey, I can tell you how I feel about your super
Thank you, Johnson. Thank you, John Thompson. I appreciate you. Welcome into Uncle Steve's Lounge. Man, we try to make it entertaining. We try to make it fun. And more importantly, man, we try to make it about you. We try our best to read as many of the comments as we can. This has been such a great night, and I appreciate everyone coming on here with the support. Thank you for being a new subscriber. Shaka Zulu says, Kurt acting like he's not 36 years old. I think it's a reality check, though, Shaka. I think if anything, this is gonna try to get that man ready even more. So we're gonna get the best of both worlds. We're gonna get a hungry Michael Penix that, yes, he heard that this is a future plan, but I know he's still gonna try to fight to say, oh, once I get in there, I ain't giving this job back up. And now you have Kirk Cousins that say, man, they got this whippersnapper right after me. I thought I was y'all hero. So we'll see. Jamal T laughing. Demetrius says Migos got some of the best uh ad libs in history. No cap. That's that's the only thing that got me. I mean, I'm not even kidding. I'm gonna tell y'all how much I didn't know about the Migos. You know, the first time I knew about the Migos, the very first time when they were on Atlanta. For those of you that watched Atlanta with Donald Glover, aka Childish Gambino, when they were on, like, it was either the third, like the second, third, or fourth Atlanta episode. And that was right around the time I know Bad and Bougie had already come out. That's the first time I had ever heard of them. I didn't know who they were. And then somebody did play that song for me. I was hooked. Oh boy. Nando said the defense was the best part of the team last year. Now it's the offensive side. This time we should average 26 points per game from this offense. We better. Dre says, I can't believe which Hall of Famer they compared it to, but uh Rook Horo, okay, Roro Rook. I'm gonna just leave it there for now. Score is in the 99 percentile. I hope so. I hope so. Bag says the only issue I have with our fans is the fact that they rolled hard for Desmond, who's a third rounder, and we go draft a first round quarterback with first round talent. Now people are made. It's so backwards. Well, you know, I think I'm not completely mad at the Desmond folks
I love Desmond.
because at least they were backing their quarterback. And truth be told, as much as y'all know I like poking fun at the Desmond Riddle mania, uh, when he was out there and he starts for my team, folks, I gotta root for him. Between 1 o'clock and 4:15, I'm not rooting against him. Now, when the off season happens, that's a different story. But I get it. I didn't get the mania, but I get it. But it is kind of interesting that people are not on board. J-Bot says, I personally don't think we're going to lose a first round pick for tampering. I think it'll be more like a third and a sixth. That's the one scenario I heard. This isn't the same as Miami's situation. It's funny you say that because a lot of people didn't realize that the owner was in a lot of those shenanigans that were going on with the Miami situation. That's no shock that they ended up getting hit as hard as they did. But um, yeah, I agree with you. I think we might be looking. I'm probably in your third round when you start talking about that. He said Miami's tampering lasted a couple of years and involved Tom Brady and Sean Payton. That's why the punishment was so severe. I could be wrong, but I doubt if we lose. I don't think we will either. But you know, on a team, J Bar coming into next year, a lot of these salaries are going to start really hitting us as well. And yes, the salary cap will hit up, but these draft picks become more and more important. So a third rounder, that could be a potential starter. So I hope not. WCG, he says Falcons got Jeff George with Penix. That actually may not be as bad of an analogy as people think. If for those of you that remember Jeff George could throw the ball all around the place. Jeff George's biggest problem was in his head. Nobody liked Jeff George. Jeff George was a talent beyond talent, but nobody could stand him. He said, think about it. A great arm, great deep ball, but needs perfect pocket. And he does. But that's where, you know, You gotta get yourself together. Antonio says Terry should have rolled up on Kurt's agent like Pootie Tang did with that belt. One of the great all-time, I can't believe that was a movie, Pootie Tang. Chris Rock just sat around with his friends and started drinking and made that movie. That was a funny movie. And I know it was not the greatest, but it was funny. Demetri said, I just laughed at how you growled and barked. Man, that was dude, that's the funniest part of the song. ATL Skateman says, hey, will there be a sing song off between Uncle Steve and Big Low during the season? Actually, we're trying to put something together for the off season. I'm glad you just brought that up. We are going to put something together, and now that the draft is over with, I think we committed to trying to do something. So y'all stay tuned between now and probably minicamp. We are supposed to try to get together and do something. We have heard y'all. So, Demetrius says, Rook's last name sound like somebody barking. Hey, look, I don't want to mess with the dude's name, but he gonna be Rook until we get it right. Because I've heard so many people. I've heard about 3 different ways to say it. So I'm gonna wait till the dust settles and see who's right. Carlos says Luke Cage is his Nick Cage. Oh, like Luke Cage. Got it. Because we're not doing that Scooby-Doo, man. That make 2 of us, man. Dre says, after watching this tape last night, my pro comparison for Penix is Randall Cunningham. Hey, if this pick works out for Raheem, can leave his bags unpacked and settle in. Let me tell you something. If he's Randall Cunningham, then I'm here for it. Oh, man, so what's up, Jay? How you doing there? Good to see you. Says station in Fort Bliss, El Paso. I have been there before. Yeah, I know. No professional teams. But look, stay here with us like you've been before, brother. Stay here with us, and we're going to root these Falcons on. I know I've seen you before in the house. Thank you again for supporting us here on Uncle Steve's Lounge. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Let's see. Dre says it's a roll. Okay. Easy. Okay. My bad. Hey, a roll. All right. I'm going to go with you. Now, Dre, if you wrong, I'm going to come back for you. I'm going to come back and get you, man. Hey, listen, I appreciate everyone joining us here on the Sunday Chill. Bro, it was a Sunday Chill, and I appreciate all the support. Thank you so much for everyone for joining us here on the talk. We got a long off season. It's going to be fun. And what better way to spend it here with your uncle on Sundays, especially for the Sunday Chill. Thank you so much. Subscribe to the channel if you can. And please like the video on your way out. I appreciate all the love and everything like that.
We're just ordinary
I played that for my man.
QBs.
Ordinary QB still on there.
We don't know which way to throw.
Hopefully we've improved this.
Cause we're just ordinary QBs.
Y'all have a great evening.
I think it's time for us to go.
And we appreciate y'all.
Time to go.
Be good.
Go.